Hey, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co., and this is an unboxing and rambling of the Hunter's AD 2114. We do have our coffee shot, our knife, all prepped to go. We're going to be diving into this, and, well, I may cough here and there, and yes, I am wearing a poncho. No, I don't feel ridiculous. I feel a little ridiculous. No, I don't feel ridiculous. It's cold down here, and I'm not feeling well, so the poncho is going to stay. In any case, let's go ahead and dive into the Hunter's AD 2114, 2114, 2114, I guess that's probably the way I'd say it. The Hunter's 2114. That sounds the best. But this is a game that has been compared to Gloomhaven, to me, multiple times, which is why I got it sillily, stupidly, not wisely, one of those words. This is a game that was on Kickstarter a while ago, and when I was covering it, I had a lot of people who were like, it's a really, 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 really good game, Alex, you should get it. And so I was like, okay, there's like 7 of you, I'll go ahead and get it. Then it arrived finally, like 6 months ago, and I haven't bothered doing anything with it. I haven't unboxed it, I haven't played it, I haven't done anything with it. I will eventually get to it. Probably. Maybe. I want to. It's a campaign game. It's rated an 8.4 on Board Game Geek. That's not a small amount at all. It doesn't have a ton of ratings, which is why it's mostly gone under the radar. And this is, like I said already, an unboxing and rambling. That means I'll be going over all kinds of things, including where I got this poncho. No, I don't get paid for it, but hey, if it looks cool, then it looks cool, right? I'm realizing I already forgot the name of the place I got the poncho. I'll have a link down below to the place I got the poncho, but we'll talk more about that later. What we should do right now is, first of all, in case you're wondering, wow, this looks like a lot of content, it is, but this box is really just empty. I assume at least it feels fairly light, and it's meant to hold this, and this. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way first. Let's go ahead and confirm the box is empty, taking a look at that, and seeing, and that's why it has no shrink on it, by the way, because I'm assuming, actually, I don't know why it has no shrink. Why does an empty box have no shrink, and a box that's not empty have shrink? I don't know the rules. I mean, I'm fine with it. I'm just curious about the rules behind it. So, we have this box over here. I'm going to deal with the actual filling of it later. But sure enough, this definitely looks empty. It looks empty. We'll find out soon enough as far as, you know, are there stuff underneath it? We got these, we got these. We don't look to have any hidden things underneath it, which could always be... Ooh, we got a silica pack. That silica pack is definitely a little hidden bonus over here. So, we got that. We're going to put these back. We're going to put these back. And that shall be the last you'll see of this particular box. Because I don't want to bore you with how this goes into here, unless they give me like really good rules, but I imagine that's somewhere on the Kickstarter update. So we'll put this box down and come back to it later. Maybe. Probably not. Just know that it exists as it slowly goes down. Then, let's go ahead, now we got that out of the way, let's put that to the side, and let's go ahead and dive into these boxes. Let's put these things off to the side before they knock my coffee over. I've already knocked coffee over once this month, and that was enough. I actually only have ever knocked over a coffee once, period, and it was this month, but like I said, that was enough. Let's go ahead and dive into this. Also, fun fact, because I'm sick, it's worth mentioning, this is an unboxing. Unboxings, more so than other content I put up, don't always go up in a time-sensitive manner. I can't say words today. I would say reviews and unboxings, unless they are something super hot that's just delivered, once I film them, they'll go up whenever. So had I filmed this, for example, the day it had shown up, it probably would have gone up that week. Because it's been 6 months, at this point it just goes into the queue, and at some point it'll go up. Which means by the time you see this video, I might be better. Which leads to the whole process that tends to happen whenever I'm sick, including dropping games, which is... Let's go away. Which is that I film a lot of videos every single day, and they don't always go up the same day, but that means when they do go up, it's always a bit of an unknown as to when that video was filmed, although, when I'm sick, that gives away a little bit when that video is filmed. Although I don't know if I have any videos from the last time I was sick, that would be a long time ago. So, Matusz Albrecht over here, signed by Matusz Albrecht. I think it's pronounced Matusz. The nice part of working at GameFound means I've gotten better at pronouncing Polish names, and Matusz, if you're watching this now, well, the Matusz I know, and if I'm butchering your name, I'm sorry. I thought I got it down, but perhaps not. But let's go ahead and dive into this over here. I believe the designer is from Poland, again, because of the name alone. We got these chock full of bags, which is always an essential board game component. We have the rulebook, which is always an essential board game component. We have a slightly worn box, but I'm guessing this is going in the big box anyway, so I don't know if I necessarily care. In fact, this is already a fairly intimidating unboxing, just because of how many cards there are, how much stuff there is. Holy schmelzies, this is going to be... Let's take a look at the rulebook and then come back to this. This is one of those videos where I'm going to have to look at the unboxing to see how everything was. But let's take a look. We have the monsters, the rulebook, and we have the mission book. So, rulebook. Rulebook starts on page 3. Well, it starts on page 1 technically, but the campaign starts on page 5. And then how far do we need to go to actually, well, the rulebook's 36 pages long, which is already shorter than Gloomhaven, so there's that. But as far as how far do you have to go to really learn everything, it might be all the way to 36. 5 to 36, so 31 pages of rules. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, it does look like there's a lot of stuff to cover here, and it does seem very text-heavy. This page has some nice rules over there, which is helpful. Some nice pictures, I mean, which break up the text heaviness. But it does look text heavy. Not crazy text heavy, but certainly text heavy. Looks like there'll be a lot to go through, which is fine. That's part of the process of learning campaign games, which is also why I don't get to the campaign games as fast as I would like. And we have the mission book. Mission book for the Hunters AD. We have mission Q01A over here, 01B. And then we have, go through all this, we have up to 52, 53. We got a whole bunch of missions. 55 missions ought to be enough to keep most people busy for this game. Hopefully there are no spoilers there as I went through that. I mean, as a quick glance, unless you're going back and checking, I can't imagine there are spoilers. But this is the part where we look through the hordes of cards. And as usual when it comes to, oh good, we got miniatures. We got miniatures. It's not that cards aren't interesting. It's that cards aren't, well, that interesting. I mean, they could be in theory. You could read something on a card that will give you a hint of, like, something to come, but also these cards have numbers in them that make me worry strongly that they hold deep, dark secrets that I probably shouldn't be revealing to people. So, there's also that. Okay, I'm going to read this. Probably should be fine. You feel like someone has been watching you for a few minutes. Fortunately, the street is full of people, so you feel pretty safe. At least as safe as anyone else in this lousy town. Suddenly, you feel as if the mood of the passers-by changed. People walking in front of you start huddling to the walls. A man wearing a long coat is standing in the middle of the street. Windows of the houses lining the street open with an ominous thwack. Paul sends his greetings. Read Q46A. That seems intriguing. Again, I'm going to try to avoid anything that's actually... Oh, that's going to be a question over here. Okay. Okay, we're going to read a choice card. Okay, hopefully this won't spoil things. But again, if you've played Gloomhaven, this is compared to Gloomhaven to a degree. This seems to be like the road events to a degree, the road or the outpost events. Maybe similar vibe or not, we'll see. While making your way through the streets, you come across a few men who look to be hauling large, heavy sacks on their backs. Following them is a tall, scraggly woman who appears to have had a foot replaced with a steel prosthetic, which makes a rhythmic clunking against the paved street as they make their way. She is obviously the matron commanding this group. Seeing you, she speaks in a soothing tone. Hello, stranger. Would you help us with a job? We're looking for strong men and women to help unload a caravan just down the way. Our machine is broken and we need muscle to transport these goods, she continues. I can pay you with a sackful of canned food each. What do you say? Let's go. Do we? I'm not going to read the outcomes here, I'll read the options. You think you've got time to help? And besides, that pay sounds well worth the time. I mean, it's a sack of canned food. Canned food is hard to get these days. Or, no thank you. You just don't have the time to be carrying stuff right now. And besides, what guarantees that you'd even get paid? I never even thought of that. Of course she can screw me over. This is a post-apocalyptic wasteland, and nobody's friends with anyone. Of course she could screw me over. Although I imagine I look like a big chunky guy with a bunch of weapons, it's probably not worth asking me for like a little bit of help unless they want my weapons. They want my weapons. That makes sense now. They're probably going to kill me. I'm going to say no thanks. I didn't even think of it, but the game had my back. We're going to say no thanks to that when I eventually got that choice. Then we have some more cards, some more cards, some more cards. And again, I don't know what we're going to go through here. We have Thrust and Bandage, melee attack 3, and Bandage lower by 2 the number of hearts lost during this action, only affects another character in your space. No idea what's going on. Again, this is the downside of doing an unboxing. In fact, fun fact, here's a fun fact for you, okay? Generally, if I don't know a lot about a game, which is the case over here, I try to actually watch videos so that I can have an unboxing where I can in some way talk about the game other than saying, this is the Hunters, AD 2114, and it's designed by someone from Poland, and it's post-apocalyptic. I'd rather be able to do more than that, and so I scrawled the internet looking for videos that would tell me about this game, and there are none. There's like no videos. There's like a few channels that have some coverage of it, but like they're not like, there's no overviews, there's no reviews, there's gameplays, and then like an unboxing that didn't really educate me much on the game itself. So that's what we have over here. We have some tiles, by the way. Let's go through some tiles here. These are going to be the tiles of the game. No idea what's going on with them, just they're tiles. They have little different kinds of scenery. They have some symbols in them as far as different things going on, so there's some degree of something. These will be some tuck boxes, I assume. But again, these look mostly just like plain spaces for the most part, with like one specific symbol that shows up on some of these things. So I don't know how variable. I guess there's openings that might matter as far as the tiles go. Don't know what they'll add, but I do know these weapons look cool because they looked cool in the rulebook when I was looking through them. And there's a lot of weapons here. I like the weapons. Let's go ahead and take a look at the weapons. This is where you get Fallout vibes from the game, where you have like these weapons over here. They're gonna be trying to store in your, you know, like different gear or backpack. In fact, let's go ahead and show you a player board so we can do that. Here we have a player board. We have the Huntsman, Profession Huntsman, and we have Profession Huntress. So we have the Huntsman and the Huntress, which look to be vaguely similar. I think they're similar. I think it's just man versus woman, I believe. But we have these professions. I assume these weapons will in some way go onto this player board over here. But let's go ahead and show you these weapons. So we have an axe over here. We have some machine guns over here. Different stats on them. No idea what they say or do. We have a bunch of these like small side weapons, a bayonet. That could go onto, so the way this works, I assume, is we punch out this over here, and we punch out this over here, and just based on looking at the rules when I was going through it, we slot this up to this, and we now have a rifle with a bayonet augmented onto it. Now that's cool. This is what I mean when I say sometimes games can pull your interest in a bit just by, well, looking at the stuff. Although now I wanted to go back in so I can put this back in the box without having to organize it, at least until later when I go through it properly, which I will do, but not on camera because that would be a mess. But we have this other thing full of more weapons. These look like 3 slots weapons. So we got these weapons over here. And again, they look cool. Don't know anything about the stats of them, but we got a chainsaw and a machete. And we also have a flamethrower. Look at that. Whoops. That's a flamethrower. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with flamethrowers. Although I don't know what other weapons we have. This might be everything. Let's see. Player boards are a little on the thin side. Like the cardboard does seem thinner. We do have a bunch of them though. So we have the one we showed you already. We have the Huntsman and the Huntress over here. So let's go ahead and show you them. We have the Recon and the Reconess, I guess. Nope, Recon. Still Recon. That makes sense. Because Huntsman versus Huntress. That makes sense. We have the Sniper versus the Sniperess. You see? Told you. Sniperess. Definitely got that right. We have the Soldier versus the Soldier Femme Fatale. Femme Fatale. Nope. Okay. Nope. 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 We got the Medic versus the Medicus. Nope, still got that one wrong. Alright, cool. I was close. I was close, though. Then we have these little boards over here. These look like some sort of player aids, constructing gear, iconography. That's a lot of iconography, but I am happy that they have it in somewhere that's not just the rulebook. I'd rather a giant sheet of iconography that I get better at not needing than a rulebook that I get better at not needing. The goal in both cases is to get better at not needing it, but the practical reality is flipping through the rulebook takes more time to get to that point. Okay. We have this sheet over here, which hopefully is not spoilers because it didn't say to not look at something. So I'm going to go ahead and look at it. And if you're looking at it, it's because you believe in the non-spoiler part. This looks to be a map of the world you're inhabiting. This is like almost akin to the Gloomhaven map. So we have Riverton, we have Creek River, Docks, El Inferno, we have the New Huntsville, we have Churchtown, Airplane Wreck, Campsite, a whole bunch of things over here. This is your map, which may or may not be stickered. I have no idea. Like I said already, I know nothing about the game. We got our card dividers. We got some more cards. I'm not going to go through the cards. I'm not going to open them just because, again, I'm not confident of what... We have a whole lot of this stuff. Okay, we got our save sheets. So we have a bunch of save sheets in case you want to play through the game, like, you know, more than once. So we have a save sheet. I guess you could reset. That would be a thing. But playing through this more than once would be ambitious. It can be done. I mean, I know people who are playing through Gloomhaven on their 4th time. But still, this is more than 4 sheets, so I don't imagine you need that many. We have our various tokens. We got fish tokens, and food, and morale, and things, and all these blue tokens that look so cool. Gears, and bullets, and light bulbs, and things. And more stuff. And more stuff, and barrels. And we got armor. Okay. Now we got the fun stuff. We got more of the fun stuff. We got gear. Okay. So we have, you know, scrap, and ballistic, and hardened blade, and armor, and Kev 3 helmet. Again, I don't know the stats of these, but they all sound cool. We have a token falling out over here. Let's put this back in properly. Let's do that there. Okay. Great. We have the antidote, first aid kit, steroids. We got more. We're not done yet. We also have this flare. We have the flare and the IFF jammer and the EMP mine and the laser sight. I want the laser sight. We have the telescopic. We have the Pierce ammo. And we have heat ammo and S15A2 ammo. And all of them sound cool. And I have no idea how they actually operate, but we'll figure it out together. And by together, I mean when I eventually play this game. And we have more terrain tiles. More terrain tiles to give you more options as far as terrain goes. Just more terrain. These, again, they look... Again, now we have eyeballs in the tiles, at least. We have something new. We have more than just the little walls. We have the walls and the eyeballs. And we have an ammo grid. So we're getting very creative here as far as what the terrain actually has this time around. And the shapes are interesting, because this one has some interesting shapes. That hole there, which is intriguing. And then the giant side over here. And this is our base, I assume. Let's go ahead and look at one more non-base. And yeah, it's our hotel. And then we have our base, which in some way will track something, because there's cards and stuff and things, and there's 2 sides to it, and I don't know why there's 2 sides. Why are there 2 sides to this base? What is on the other side? 615, 615. They look exactly the same. Tell me what's wrong. 2801. They look exactly the same. Maybe it's for if you scratch up one side, you have the other side, because I can't imagine what else they are for. And then we have the miniatures. Now, we do have 2 more boxes after this, so we're not done yet. And I do need a coffee break, because this is too much for me. So, we got miniatures. Miniatures are not bad, from what I can see over here at least. They have a very, what's the game? The Horizon Zero Dawn vibe to them, if I can get this off. Okay, this will go over here. We'll figure out putting this back together later. I'm going to put this over here like so, and let's go ahead and show you some miniatures with my poncho in the way. So, we got our giant rats and our little bird thingies over here. Solid miniature quality. They're on the small side, but these ones, there's some larger ones coming soon. But we have this guy over here. Look at that guy. Look at the little rat. We got a host of these. I'll show you the actual tray later so you can get a sense of what there is. We got this little drone type thing, which makes sense. I mean, it is a post-apocalyptic wasteland, and drones do tend to suck quite a bit. They can tend to hunt you down a bit just when you're feeling safe. Something's finding you, and before you know it, there's something larger following. To that end, giving you an example of some of the larger things that will follow. A lot of sculpts here, we won't show you everything. overall pretty good. A little less detail than I'd like to a small degree, but very solid overall. We got in the larger drone that will definitely be following up on that first drone, showing up your way with a few more issues on its pathway. And then we have this guy, which is either one of the good guys, honestly I don't even know, or it's one of the bad guys who's showing up because the drone's called them. I genuinely don't know whether it's a good guy or bad guy because I have to look at the box and try to make an educated guess about who's who in this post-apocalyptic wasteland. Okay, we got some guys. I think that was a good guy. I'm pretty sure that was a good guy. I'm pretty sure, like, because we have some snipers over here. So over here's a sniper, so another good guy. They look the same, but they will have these bases on them, so that will give them some degree of color on them. But you see, here's a sniper, which I'm assuming is, well, one of the snipers, like the sniperess. I think this is the sniper, not the sniperess. Let's see if we can find the sniperess later. We have another little dog drone, little robot thing coming your way, just trying to hurt you. Let's go ahead and put these away and see if we can find the sniperess. This might be the sniperess? No. It's hard to know for sure who's who. This might be. I think this is the sniperess. Let's go ahead and show you, okay? So, we got the sniperess over here. That, like, it looks a little bit like a scope, but I can't tell for sure. Definitely an S as far as, female and all that stuff. But, let's go ahead and show you some more. We got some baddies over here, and we got some bigger baddies coming your way in a second. This is where you get into the Horizon Zero Dawn stuff. If you're like, Alex, this doesn't look like Horizon Zero Dawn at all, well, tell me that this doesn't look like Horizon Zero Dawn. Okay? And if you're like commenting down below, Alex doesn't look like Horizon Zero Dawn at all, I hear ya. Also, totally does. So, that's how I'm going to one-up you there. Look at this guy over here. Look at him. Again, very Horizon Zero Dawn, post-apocalyptic robot machine vibes is what I'm getting here. Which I like. I like them. They're fun. I'm going to put these back. We're going to show you some more because we got some more. Okay, I'm going to show you the gorilla in a second. And the gorilla is definitely, the whole thing's Horizon Zero Dawn. Which is not a bad thing. Well, it depends how the gameplay is. That's a different conversation. We have the giant snake creature, but still robot snake. You can see the gears and the things on it. And then we have, well, this thing's clearly a monkey. Not a robot, a monkey. Totally a monkey. Nothing robotic about this one at all. In the slightest. Now, I did tell you I would talk about my poncho. I haven't done so yet. I'll get there soon enough. But let's show you some more stuff first. We have this one, which actually looks non-robotic. We got our first non-robotic monster over here. Makes sense. It's going to be something that escaped the machines. And then we have this one, which definitely looks a little bit more robotic again. So, ponchos. No, not ponchos. I'm just showing you the gorilla. We'll get to the ponchos while I open the next boxes. This gorilla over here, definitely very post-apocalyptic. And then I'll show you the final tray in a second. Look at that guy. That is definitely look at those packs. That's what you'd expect to see in Horizon Zero Dawn, blowing those off its back as you, look at that. That is not intimidating at all. And by not intimidating at all, I mean totally intimidating. And there's two of them too. Let's go and show you the box over here. So you can see this before we put them all back. You can see the waves of like the small guys. Over there we got our characters in the middle. All of them over there. And then some gorillas and all those things. And that's what we have as far as the box. Which means now it's time to close everything up and talk about ponchos. So, I was visiting Devin and Meg like a few weeks ago. Well, my time a few weeks ago. Your time, who knows at this point. But when I was there, I got an ad for an Udi. Okay? I got an ad on Facebook for an Udi. And I was like, you know what? I have felt that my basement has been cold for a bit. And you know what? Foster the Meeple, great channel, you should watch them. I believe, if I recall correctly, they like their Udis, and they're like, everyone should get an Udi. So I was like, you know what? I agree with that logic. Everyone should get an Udi. And so I was like, I will get an Udi. And so I looked at the price of the Udis, and the Udis were like $67. And I was like, I don't need an Udi after all. It's not that I don't want an Udi. It's that an Udi basically looks like a Snuggie. It's like a giant blanket with sleeves, basically. I was like, you know what? The Snuggie was like $15. I can't bring myself to pay $67 for this thing that looks like an Udi. And so I responsibly clicked away from the link. Then Facebook did what Facebook does. And Facebook's like, ooh, you like warm blanket type things. And then it did this thing that, in case you don't know how this works, now you know. There's a concept on Facebook called lookalike audiences. The idea of a lookalike audience is that Facebook says, we're trying to sell our giant, blanket type thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at people who like giant blanket type things, and we'll sell our blanket things to people who have previously clicked on other ads for giant blanket type things. In other words, if you ever click on an ad for an Udi, expect to see a whole lot of ads for a whole lot of blanket type things, which I did. Included in that things were ponchos. Ponchos, like these ponchos. Now, I'm not going to say I hadn't been drinking that night, but I definitely hadn't been drinking that night. And so I saw a thing with a poncho, the ponchos looked cool, and I was like, you know what, these ponchos look cool. And then the Facebook ads were like, well, what if we did buy 3, get 1 free? And I was like, that sounds like a good deal. And so here we are. I have 3 ponchos now. and a blanket. 3 ponchos and a blanket. Now we're going to put this off to the side over here. We'll deal with putting it into the large box later. And this poncho is getting fairly warm. Fun fact, this is the third poncho I've worn today. I've been giving them a bit of a rotation to see how I like them. I think I like this one the least, and it is the most expensive. I might be returning this one. I can't make up my mind yet, but it's definitely the warmest. Like, I feel like legit warm in this one. The other ones were like mitigating the cold of the basement. And this is a basement. It's winter, which means that temperature-wise, we're not done with the unboxing, by the way. I'm just going into a conversation. This is the rambling part of the video. By the way, like and subscribe and all those things. Appreciate you. And I have a Patreon. Thank you. But, I was saying something. Basement. Yeah, the basement is cold here. And the practical reality of that means that I have a choice to make at any given point. I can heat up the house to the point where I am not cold, which is a lot of heat for the upstairs, or I could deal with having a space heater and a poncho in the basement. I went with the space heater and the poncho in the basement option. This is a character, no idea where she's from, no idea where she got it, but I got all in, so I'm assuming it's like maybe an extra character or something. Also, there are cool metal dice, which I kind of thought I had purchased, but like I'm not seeing them now, and so now I'm wondering if maybe I was actually responsible and didn't purchase them, which is a shame because the metal dice was super cool, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to take a look at my pledges, because like this game had some super cool metal dice if I recall correctly. We have Shiptown and New Huntsville, neither of which seem to have dice in them, which has me very disappointed. Again, I could have sworn I bought the metal dice that were cool, but I'm wondering. I might have been responsible, because who really needs metal dice that are cool? I'm going to open this. This is going to be boring, because this is basically a bunch of cards. That's what it is. A bunch of cards, more missions I assume, more encounters. We have, you know, what do we have as far as choices? The stranger shows no sign of life. You hesitate for a moment. Maybe you should look inside and check what's going on there. But you resist this urge. A moment of fear and you're a few paces away. Another minute and you turn to the next alley. Maybe you should have helped the man instead of stealing from him. Well, it's too late now. What's done is done. That's dark, but honestly, post-apocalyptic, I got no sympathy. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive out there. So, we have another box after this that will not have my metal dice, I'm assuming. I just don't think it's gonna be there. I'm really bothered by this. I totally thought I got the metal dice. Are they over there? I don't think so. Like I'm looking where I stored this. We got more cards, so again, I'm not going to do much as far as the expansion here. We got more cards, which will go into the giant box when I actually get around to organizing it. And then we have this, the Hybrids expansion, which has more miniatures. So if you're waiting for the cool stuff, a group of uniquely and exceptionally brutal machines is making surprise attacks on local inhabitants. Who or what is responsible for this new threat? The characters unwillingly become entangled in a power play within the town and participate in ruthless clashes on the streets. This requires the Hunters as a base game to play. Okay. So, we got that down over here. We got the hybrids. Oh, I lied. There's no miniatures. There's weapons and gear. There's no miniatures. I don't know what was in this game at all. I totally thought that I had like more stuff for this game. I'm going to go be checking my email in a second, because sometimes I do that. Sometimes I actually am responsible and I forget that. We do have a lot of content, which is nice if you like the game. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that all that soon enough. We have more equipment, more items, which honestly might be cooler than miniatures, because there's only so many miniatures you really need anyways. But more weapons, more gear, more... We have the 20mm cannon over there, the harpoon gun, we have the railgun rifle, and we have a net. I'll take more gear any day of the week as far as this stuff goes, so I'm not complaining over there. And then we have all the cards, this over here. These, I totally thought there was more stuff, but it's okay. There's plenty stuff over here. I'm going to put these back in, put these over here, over there, put these down there, and then we're going to look at the mission book, which will put stuff to the side. So, this is going to give you more missions. We have HQ01, HQ06, so this gives you a lot more content, all the way up to HQ51. So this doubles the amount of actual gameplay content, so that's well worth it. Assuming, of course, we like the game, which that we'll see. Again, it's rated like an 8.6 on Board Game Geek, so I am fairly optimistic about liking the game. That's not really the question I have right now. The question I have right now is more just, when am I going to play the game? I'm going to put these in here for the moment, because I think that makes sense as far as getting these nicely organized. Put this over here, this like this. And that way we have all this at least in here until we get around to boxing everything up. And with that, that's going to be our unboxing of the Hunters AD 2114. What do you know about the game now? Well, not that much than you knew before. Post-apocalyptic, lots of gear and upgrades and missions and scenarios. Looks to be a very cool game. Ultimately, the question as always is, when will I play it? Eventually, just like everything else. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and maybe swap ponchos to something a little cooler. We'll see. I'll see what my options are. In any case, until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co., and I hope you have a good one.